Hello everyone, welcome to Redbust US channel. Yesterday, Senate passed a bill that was already passed in House, and President signed the bill late last night. So there's an important update regarding premium processing availability for H4 L2s, and the fees is going up as well. So we will cover all of these in this short video. So these are the topics that we will cover in this video. To start with, this is the bill that was actually signed by President. It's HR 8337, as you can see on the screen. It has a section called Emergency Stopgap USCIS Stabilization Act. So that is what basically covers all that aspects of fee increase. So firstly, they're adding up USCIS premium processing for dependents of H1B, L1, other work visa holders. So basically it means that all the H4, L2 and other dependent visa holders will be able to apply for premium processing. The second one is if you're applying for change of status or extensions with USCIS using I-539 form, you also can will be eligible for premium processing. Also, if you're applying for EAD, you'll be eligible for premium processing. So this is a really big deal, EAD, because many people have lost jobs waiting for their H4 EADs with the long processing times. So this is going to help solve that problem. And the other one is, employment-based green cards for EB1, 2, 3, and others, right? So in fact, it's already there for majority of them for I-140, but EB1C for multinational manager and executives and national interest waivers are also added because it's a blanket thing now. And here is what the Congress, bill, says. As you can see highlighted, right? The yellow parts, associated applications are basically for dependents, change or extension of status, employment authorization, right? So all of these, this is actually the proper bill text. Yeah. Now looking at the fees increase to 2,500. So what they say is current eligible categories that are before August 1st, 2020, such, like for example, H1s, L1s, and I-140, all of these are currently eligible for premium processing. So the fees is going up from $1,440 to basically $2,500. It's a big bump in the fees, for these categories. And the second one is for H2B and R1, they will not be increasing. It will be staying at $1,500. Regarding fees for all the other ones that we just covered, like H4s, L2s, EADs and all. So USCIS has to come up with a regulation that talks about all of them. And this is what the regulation says, right? So this is the text of the bill or the act that's passed now. Technically, it's a law because already signed by President. You can see Secretary before August 1st, the premium fee shall be $2,500. And established by regulation. It has to include detailed methodology, why they're doing all of this. As you know, a couple of days ago, right, it was actually the fee increase was being blocked by court because it was not properly considered. So that's why they won't have a proper regulation to be able to do this. But there are some guardrails in place. So they've set some limits and for processing times as well as the fees. So these are the limits, right? So for change of status to F, J, and M, F1, all of these. So the fee cannot exceed $1,750. It cannot exceed 30 days of processing time. For extensions and change of statuses for H4, L2 and others, the fee cannot exceed $1,750, and also processing time cannot exceed 30 days. Also for EADs, it cannot exceed $1,500 and processing times cannot exceed 30 days. And for EB1C, it cannot exceed 2,545 days. So this is the actual text, FJ, as you can see, 101A, this, actually you can read the bill text, right? Bottom line is it's $1,750 for FJM, and dependent of non-immigrant EHL, it's $1,750 and not greater than 30 days. And for EAD, it's $1,500. So these are some of the protections in place so that USCIS doesn't go crazy and increase the fees significantly. Now, the important aspect of this is if you look at application, right, currently for H4 EADs, the prerequisite is you need to have biometrics done. So they say the premium processing timeline will start after the prerequisites are met. What it means is for biometrics, it will be for H4, it will be biometrics, or if you're an H4 dependent applying, then you need to have approval for H1B. So these are like anything you can consider the prerequisite has to be met for this premium processing clock to start. Yeah? So they have put this condition in place so that people don't they can manage it, right? I mean, you can't really manage it. So this is the clarification text. The required processing time frame shall not commence until the prerequisites for adjudication. So this is the bill text, for your reference. Other additional provisions they've added or some guidelines as well. So biennial adjustment, basically it means they can revise the fee every 2 years based on consumer price index, which is not new. These already do in fact. And the second one is the premium processing fee can only be used for improvements of processing times or adjudication, naturalization benefits. They just want to make sure the fees is not used for other things. So that's the idea. And also they say that USCIS may suspend premium processing if they cannot meet the deadlines. And also they say that the people who are requesting for premium processing should have direct and reliable access to case data, and good communication has to be there. This to avoid that there is decent customer service for it. Otherwise it can be very bad. Yeah. So that's the thing. And the third one is they say that the processing times for regular processing times cannot really exceed for these form types because there is premium processing in place. So this is not new. They just want to make sure that USCIS goes greedy and they don't adjudicate all the regular processing ones, so that everybody will upgrade to premium. So they want to balance that out. So that's why they put this clause. So USCIS has to put in some processes for that. Now, the other part that they have is reporting within 180 days. This is a standard reporting, right? USCIS has to report, or DHS has to report to Congress within 180 days of the rule. They need to provide detailed 5-year plan, how the project cost will play out, and how they're planning for electronic processes and all sorts of things. So this is a typical compliance or a standard, report that they need to submit to Congress. So this is no different, for that. And the last couple of things, right? So the future of premium processing for other forms, right? So they put in one blanket statement that says any other benefit type that Secretary deems appropriate for premium processing, they may be able to do that, right? So based on USCIS discretion. So they're keeping an open end, essentially, that if USCIS wants to add in this for some other topics, they could basically add this part. So this is going to be tricky. We'll have to see how they're going to do for other forms as well. So now that it's signed, so the next steps are President already signed it. It was pretty late in the night for him when he signed. I think definitely past 12 o'clock, right, Eastern time. But anyways, now that it's signed, the USCIS will take it up now, and USCIS will publish a regulation for H4 for introducing this premium processing fee for H4, L2s, and other ones. And USCIS will also update when the new fees will go into effect, or guidelines on if it's already effect, how people have to respond to that, right? So again, these are all some things that USCIS will update everybody. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you got a good idea. Do subscribe for getting regular updates.